That's why they can't possibly understand somebody doing something for the love of it, without money or power being part of that ideal. I would have liked to have seen links made with UCLA Film and Television School. My friend Claire, who went on to then set up an independent film collective, which would have been very good. And I was very interested in animation. I'd worked on the Cambridge Animation Festival in 1983 and a little bit in 1985. In 1983, we'd made a film at Coleridge School, actually, with a load of the kids there, making this little 5-minute film. 5 animators. I think there were a couple from the Royal College of Art, and then there were a couple from Scandinavia and so on. And Paul Barnes came and did a folio program on it, and that's where he knew me from. So that's why he called up to do this bit for About Anglia when he saw my name on this flyer about Cambridge Venue Group campaign and where that came from. But as again, you know, it's all people like Peter Robson lying, backstabbing, and sitting in the pub with their pints of beer, grinding their teeth out, plotting against what we're doing, trying to get their nose into it, see if they can get their, you know, into the trough and get biting at something. And that wasn't what I was interested in or about at all. And, you know, as a lot of people have said, authority and people in authority can't deal with you if you're an individual who's not interested in money and power, because that's the only way they think. That's all they can think about, is how much money can I get out of it? How much power can I get out of it? To hell with everybody else and anything else. And the rest is just pantomime, isn't it? I mean, you know, anybody who's in this country and believes that the Conservatives did win the last election legitimately, well, you must be staring at last Sunday's lunch, because that's where your head is, you know. You just got no idea about what's going on in the back of these lodges. Some of the people going to Masonic lodges might well be reasonable people, but they don't. If they don't know what the other guys are doing who are not reasonable, then they want to wake up to it, didn't they? And the fact that they will protect and support people who are paedophiles, child rapists, fraudsters, robbers, liars, abusers, and it's disgusting. And they'll support them because they're with the Brotherhood. Oh, wow, you know. I think the only way to deal with all this, is to make sure that the Masonics are completely removed from government, completely removed from public employment or service at all, anywhere, at any time. Because they're dishonest people. They don't have any honour or integrity, and instead what they're doing is mostly criminal activity. But because they're all criminals, and we're talking hierarchical police and so on, and judiciary and all that as well, they all cover each other and get each other off the hook. That's why we've got this fudge between Roman Catholic civilian church law and common law. So that you do something wrong, they'll bust you into the ground 10 times. They do something wrong, they can find a way to wangle their way out of it. And that's the whole deal, isn't it? So we need to go back to a more common law basis. I mean, I went to a solicitor about all this stuff. Oh, no, we can't do anything about that. Of course not. Oh, well, if you want me to take it on, you have to put £20,000 on the table. That's not law, is it? If it's justice and you can buy it, then it's not justice at all. And Peter Ingram and I worked very hard for 4 years. And when everybody else, well, people would turn up to meetings a couple of times and then they'd go off. And you wouldn't see them again unless there was some money on offer or something, some way they could make something out of it. Because they were after, you know, something for me, something for me. And it was just completely the wrong way to approach this kind of thing. But once you are approaching it and you're not looking for money and you're not looking for power, there's nothing they can do to unplug you. And in fact, what they tried to do by putting this Eric Orme job up was to divide us. So they thought Peter Ingram and I would apply for it. And neither of us did, because we realised how tricky and, well, how rotten they are. So, you know, this guy Eric Orm comes into it. And apparently, from what people have told me, he wasn't very happy bunny either. And up to his own little power grab and money grab and all that kind of stuff. So they got what they wanted, somebody who they could deal with. And if they had something on him, I don't know. This is the usual way it goes. They have some criminal activity on them that they can bust them with if they want to. So then they've got them under the claw, haven't they? So that's the story of the beginning of the junction. And I'm not at all surprised it's gone the way it has. In that it's stuck 90,000 a year from the council or it ceases to exist. It should be teaching people how to make animated films, how to make plays, how to record albums, these kinds of things. A lot of this could go on. It's to council narrow-minded, short-sighted, and so paranoid about its own existence because it's so tricky. If it was being straight and honest in the first place, there wouldn't be anything to be paranoid about. But because it exists in this netherworld, it commits crimes and does all this hateful stuff because it's protected by the Brotherhood. But then they can't think in a straight or ordinary way. All they can do, is think in this rotten and corrupt and twisted way. I mean, as I say, I've had a lot of this with housing officers recently. They just lie to your face. And, what's up with that? Where do they get the idea that they can just tell lies and fob off, ignore, avoid, and not do the job they're paid to do? Obviously from their bosses, who are, well, not ideologically sound people. Still, I'm glad the junction is there. I'm only sorry it's half a thing and not the full thing it could be. And perhaps one day, if there's some vision or enlightenment goes on in the council, in their dark, cobwebby corridors and corners full of nasty black spiders trying to mess up people's lives and bullying and abusing people's lives rather than getting on with the job they're paid to do, perhaps something will change. But, looking around, I don't think it's likely. Hope you enjoyed watching. Bye.